Deep in the Ocean, written by Natalie Rompella. Focus question. How would you describe the deep ocean and what lives there? Deep underwater. Imagine taking a voyage to the deepest part of the ocean. What types of things would you expect to see? Would it be dark or light? Would you see clearly or would the water be cloudy? Would it be warm or cold? Would you see familiar animals and plants or find strange and new ones? Sunlight warms the shallow parts of the ocean down to 200 meters, 656 feet below the surface. Plants and animals that need sunlight and warm water live there, such as tiger sharks and many species of common dolphins. Deep in the ocean, other animals, including vampire squid, fang-toothed fish, and viper fish, live in water that is cold and dark. Diving deep in the ocean. The deep ocean, below 1,000 meters, 3,281 feet, is freezing cold. The water pressure below 39.6 meters, 130 feet, can harm you if you don't have the right protective gear. Sport divers wear air tanks filled with a mixture of gases for safety. They also wear special dive computers that help them know how far down they are and how much air they have. Deep divers wear special hard diving suits to protect them from the water pressure. For really deep dives, groups of 2 or 3 scientists ride in a small submarine called a submersible. Some of these submersibles have robot arms that can collect samples of water, soil, and small animals underwater. Oceanographers. Scientists who study the ocean are called oceanographers. They often live for months on a ship, working 7 days a week, and also teach at colleges and universities. Some of them study what sea animals eat and where they live. Others study the ocean water itself. All of them have to understand biology, chemistry, geology, and physics. Biology is the study of living things. Chemistry is the study of what things are made of and how they react and change when they come into contact with other things. Geology is the study of rocks and soil and the processes that shape and change the earth. Physics is the study of the natural laws, such as energy, force, and motion that govern how things work. Using satellites for tracking. Satellites up in space can help to track sea animals' travels in Earth's oceans. Scientists tag some animals with electronic sensors to study them. A satellite can track the signal from the tag attached to the animal's fin or back. The signal shows when, where, and how the animal travels. These tags have been used to track some fish that have traveled up to 75,000 kilometers, 46,602 miles. Scientists can use this information to predict the animal's future movements. Counting the sea animals. What types of animals live in the ocean? Where do they live? How many are there? Oceanographers studied and counted animals for 10 years to discover the answers. They looked at all the world's oceans from the North Pole to the South Pole. They counted everything they could find, from the largest whales to the smallest organisms. The surprising report is called the Census of Marine Life. Released in 2010, it contains data from more than 540 different expeditions that began in more than 80 countries. The Census of Marine Life. The study revealed new information and several surprises about extreme habitats. One surprise from the study was where things lived, everywhere, in all water levels and temperatures. Marine species lived in the hottest and coldest places. More than 17,000 species lived in deep places without light, and some without oxygen. Another surprise was how many new species were discovered. More than 1,200 new marine species have been described, and more than 5,000 species are still waiting to be described. Scientists found one species of Jurassic shrimp that was thought to have gone extinct more than 50 million years ago. Living in hot and cold water. The very cold, deep ocean zone has more than 1 million hot volcanoes in it. The water temperature at a volcano can be 400 degrees Celsius, 752 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to melt lead. Species such as eyeless shrimp, white crabs, giant tube worms, and many bacteria live in this very hot water. These animals use sulfur rather than sunlight to live. Huge groups of Arctic and Antarctic animals were also found living in water that is close to or below freezing. Giant squid, Antarctic cod, and the lion's mane jellyfish are some species that live under solid ice that is 700 meters, 2,296 feet thick. Many of these species slow down their movements to save energy so they don't freeze. What did we learn? Scientists learned that life is even more adaptable than they originally thought. Animals living in the deep ocean have found ways to survive in harsh environments that would be impossible for most other species to live in. The marine census counted more than 230,000 species in more than 30 million records. More than 6,000 new species had never been seen before. Some animals were see-through or translucent. Some had warning lights that turn on and off so that they can see in the darkness. Others had long feelers instead of eyes to attract prey and learn what was around them. Some had teeth so long that they overlapped their jaws. Others made their own antifreeze to stay warm. What else lives in the deep ocean? Scientists keep discovering new species and new facts. The more they look, the more they find. They think that only 1/4 of all marine life has been counted. Not all the animals that have been discovered have been documented and described. There are many more surprises to come. Explore more. To learn more about the Census of Marine Life, a decade of discovery, go to its website at www.coml.org. Each week, new discoveries are added to the Marine Census Project using a map on Google Earth. www.coml-maps.org/census-on-Google-Earth. On the internet, search terms such as deep sea species, nudibranch, blind lobster, or NASA oceanography. Connections. Writing. Would you want to be an oceanographer when you grow up? Why or why not? Write a paragraph using details from the text to support your answer. Science. Choose and research an animal that lives in the deep ocean. Create a poster. Include a picture and at least 5 interesting facts about the animal and its habitat.